The older Margaret stared across the room with calm intensity, her pen still poised in midair. She looked not surprised, but expectant, as if this meeting had already happened. Younger Margaret stepped forward slowly. "Who are you?" Her future self gave a small smile. "A draft. One of many." Norman gripped the edge of the desk. "This isn't possible." "It is here," older Margaret said. "This place, it isn't bound by time or logic. It's where stories write themselves before the world is ready to read them." She gestured to the room, now subtly shifting. Books rearranging, pages curling and flattening, clocks ticking backward and sideways. "You've stepped into the margin," she continued. "The space between what is written and what is remembered." Younger Margaret frowned. "What does that mean?" "Why me? Why now?" "You wrote me years ago," the older self said. "And when you began writing Shadows on Ashbury Lane, you came close, too close, to something real." Norman backed away. "Something real?" Older Margaret turned to him. "You never stopped writing either. You just forgot. This place used you both to draft a story that hasn't happened yet. One that loops, edits, erases, and rewrites, until it's ready." Margaret's eyes flicked to the still writing pen. "So we're just characters in some story?" "Everything is. But you're one of the few who can read ahead." She reached beneath her desk and pulled out a single sheet of paper. On it, written in perfect ink, Chapter 20. The Key to Forgetting. "You're not supposed to stay here long," older Margaret said. "Or you'll forget who you are, and start writing drafts of people who never existed." Suddenly, Margaret felt it. A dull pressure in her mind, like fog creeping in through cracks. She couldn't remember the name of her street, the title of her book, the face of her mother. Norman clutched his head. "We have to go." Older Margaret stood and placed the page in Margaret's hands. "This will bring you back. But only if you choose to forget what you saw here." The younger version hesitated. "Once you leave," her older self warned, "you'll think this was just an idea. Strange, impossible dream. But some part of you will remember." Margaret looked at the page, at the title, and then she turned and ran up the stairs.